Okay, it's 1 o'clock, and so let's get started. Welcome you all. We're glad to see you here. One thing missing on your agenda, Jill Hammer's here, and she's going to be saying a few words about the Philanthropy Committee. Okay, if we could start with the pledge to the flag, Elaine.
Please stand and label. Join me with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for
which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Elaine. Chaplain, you're not going to bring the camera with you?
From Proverbs in the Hebrew Bible, the writer wrote, "Does not wisdom call, and does not understanding raise her voice? On the heights beside the way, at the crossroads, she takes her stand. Beside the gates in front of the town, at the entrance of the portals, she cries out, 'To you, O people, I call, and my cry is to all that live.' Wisdom cries out, 'The Lord created me at the beginning of his work, the first of his acts of long ago. Ages ago I was set up, at the first, before the beginning of the earth.'" Let's pray. O Lord, let wisdom, your creation, be here today with us in our gathering, in our listening, in any decisions, in the presentations given, and in our response. We know that purposeful productivity consists of wisdom clothed in compassion. We thank you, O God, for our community, for our gathering, and for the opportunity to be here today and to be productive. In your name, amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. Does anybody have any comments on the minutes? Motion? Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes? Okay, your minutes are approved. Before I forget, in July, the 4th of July falls on the Monday that we normally have our meeting. And it doesn't seem to be a good time where we can reschedule. So we are going to cancel the July meeting, and we'll put out notices to let you know that. Okay? Debbie?
Thank you, Brittany, and hi, everyone. Good to see all of you. So, just since I typed up my notes, things have changed already. So, I'm usually the bearer of the Debbie Downer of the bunch, as you might say. I was gonna say, currently we have no active cases of COVID. However, boo. Yes. A staff member who doesn't have direct contact with staff tested positive today. We, though, however, as of May 25th, the county or the state of California has a new testing protocol. So because we are greater than 90% of residents who are fully vaccinated and boosted, and 90% or more of facility staff who are fully vaccinated and boosted, we may not have to do our surveillance testing. We may just have to do contact tracing for those who she was close to. I will get clarification from county this afternoon, but just be on the lookout. If we have to do the test, you're gonna get the alert from me on your cell phone or your email. So hopefully we won't have to. So how do we prevent getting COVID? Obviously, wear your masks. when you're not in your apartment, you're in common areas, unless you're actively eating or drinking. I think you may have heard LA County is now in the high risk, or just about ready to get into the high risk, so masking mandates will be put in place for everyone, indoor masking mandates, so grocery stores, etc. We've always had the masking mandate because we're a high risk setting, because we're considered healthcare. But you may see more people having to do that as well. A reminder, if a family or friend who visits you subsequently tests positive, please let us know immediately. Please isolate in your apartment. We do need to do the testing 2 days later on you because you had recent exposure. Our hope is that you remain asymptomatic based on your vaccination and booster status, and that you can come out of your apartment then and then retest at day 5. If you, of course, have any symptoms, we ask that you isolate, go to your apartment, let nursing know immediately. We can provide meals to you at no charge and make sure that you're doing okay. And then again, if you're offsite on vacation and you contract COVID, please let us know before you come back to the building so we can get an N95 on you, escort you to your apartment until you're no longer symptomatic and you've been quarantined for the duration of the COVID protocol. And again, you guys are gonna love this. So the daily temperature screening for all of us, visitors, residents, staff, never was rescinded by the state of California. However, for some reason, Walnut Village kind of stopped doing that. We're gonna have to start doing it. We have to. I'm going to ask those of you who have a thermometer in your apartment, you're welcome to take your temperature daily, call it into the front desk by 10 a.m., and that way we can skip you. We won't have to go to your door and knock on your door and annoy you. But we're gonna start tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, please take your temperature, call to the front desk. If you don't have a thermometer, one of the staff members will be around to your apartment between around 10:15 and 11:15 to take your temperature. Or come to the front desk so we can get your temperature. Okay? Thank you. And again, that pertains to your visitors too. Visitors have to come to the front because we have a state requirement that they have to be COVID screened. So they have to have their temperature taken, they have to have the COVID screening questions. Do you feel nauseous? Do you have a cough? Have you been exposed to anybody with active COVID-19 in the last 14 days, etc. We have to do this. We're hoping on June 15th, that's our next call with Department of Social Services. We're hoping they'll rescind some of these, but right now they haven't, so we have to be in compliance. Okay, I think that's the end of my Debbie Downer part. Okay, occupancy is currently 90.59%. We have 3 move-ins this month. And then a 4th is taking financial possession. She'll be moving in July. So that'll be lovely. And you guys do such a great job welcoming everyone, so thank you for that and continuing that. We just had a nice meeting with Jill, who you're going to meet, and Kristen. We really want to try to get going the new resident orientation with a monthly luncheon and the committee chairs available to give them the lowdown on how Walnut Village operates. Summer House 2, just another kind of minor update. We're still in the midst of finishing the IT design. We talked about at Town Hall just yesterday that we're going to have the purpose-built theater, which is going to have access via our village community through the wellness center over by the pool, so you don't have to go outside into the parking lot. We'll be showing movies every night. I'm sure there'll be other great uses for that room as well. So it should be fun, but it's not going to be completely built until the end of 2023. So we have a little waiting to do. Okay, dining update. Your guests may dine with you at the designated guest tables outside the bistro and 2 tables in the Grove. Father's Day buffet on June 19th from 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. And then new always available menu items, baked beets and baked sweet potato. see, I said life enrichment, but I'm gonna skip by there and let Judy do that. Lift for medical appointments and religious services. So you know that if the bus is otherwise taken, you can always call Lyft and we'll reimburse your fare on doctor appointment days. You can also do the same thing if you have an offsite church you want to go to, a church service on Sunday. So go ahead and resubmit your Lyft fare to us. We're currently making all unoccupied units move-in ready, so you're gonna see multiple subcontractors throughout the building. They all have to sign in. So if you see a stranger who doesn't have a green sticker, a visitor sticker, please let us know so we can get them to the front desk so we can do their screening and get the sticker on them so that you know it's somebody who's been vetted by us. But with that being said, there's still some working appliances, so we will be donating, we're replacing flooring, painting, many of the appliances, any of the working appliances will be donated to Habitat for Humanity. So we're looking forward to giving back to folks who need that. And again, the spirituality preferences survey for less, and then just because we didn't kill enough trees the first time, we've also sent out the survey for the fountain that you would prefer. So we've got a beautiful, or a bistro courtyard fountain that's looking a little tired around the edges. So we can either try to restore that or we can go a different direction. So wanted your input on that. And with that being said, should I call it Judy?
Yeah, I just want to say something. Sure. That's
As a matter of fact, I was gonna ask you a question. Not everybody is here, so how do we let the people that aren't here know about the temperature?
So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna send out a regroup alert because I do have to notify you all anytime somebody is positive, and I can go ahead and let everyone know that the daily temps start tomorrow. We can also do a note for in everyone's apartment and drop it off at their door.
Oh, Jill? Okay.
Judy, hold off 1 second. We're gonna bring Jill up. So everyone,
You didn't say that we were gonna be tested tomorrow, we were gonna do the thermometer, we were gonna do the. We're not doing not the COVID test? Not the COVID.
so I'm clarifying with the county, because we're over 90% vaccinated with staff and residents, and because this staff member didn't have direct contact with residents, we may be able to just do contact tracing those people that she did have contact with. So to be determined. Now, I would love to introduce you. Prior to coming here, we had a wonderful lunch meeting with Front Porch Communities Foundation, and how they really kind of assist in our fundraising to benefit our residents. And so please welcome from Front Porch Communities Foundation, Ms. Jill Hammer.
Hello, everybody. It's good to see you. Wow. Okay, I only have 30 seconds, but number one, how wonderful to see your faces. I see a lot that I know and have not met yet. That I know and love, and then many that I don't know. So I look forward to that. My name is Front Porch Communities Foundation, otherwise known as Jill Hammer, and I'm really happy to be here. The first thing I want to say is this is a amazing community of people who have invested so deeply of your time, your talent, and your treasure. And so the foundation benefits from you, Walnut Village benefits from you, and I look forward to partnering with you in this semi-post-pandemic world to support a lot of things here at Walnut Village. In particular, the Scholarship Fund, the Church Fund, the Birthday Show, the music program, and the Walnut Village Fund, which is the discretionary fund. We have people who like to give to the Walnut Village Library or to the Clay Studio. So you can also do that by giving to the Walnut Village Fund. And the foundation really exists to support your dreams, what you would like to see happen here, and we hope to partner really well with you. We do have new gift envelopes that look like this. They are in your mail room. We want to make giving easy. And if you have any questions, we have a wonderful Philanthropy Committee that is chaired by Ed Rudd and Kristen Falday-Smith, who is at the back of the room. Hi, Kristen. Kristen is someone who lives in the community, who's been a part of the Front Porch family for a long time, and has a lot of passion for Walnut Village. Thank you for everything you do, and I look forward to talking with you in the future.
Thank you, Bill. Okay, let's get going with the Doug and the financial report.
Okay, the totals I'm going to give you are rounded to the nearest dollar, so it doesn't, we don't have a lot of cents floating around with the numbers that I give you. Presently, at the end of May, the totals I'm going to give you are monies that reside at Front Porch Communities Foundation and also in our local checking account. The Resident Council Operating Fund is $520. The Earthquake Committee has $243. The Music Committee, $10,964. Employee Appreciation Fund, total is now $82,698. The Music Theater and Birthday Show has $37,722. The Hobby Shop, $192. Plays Art Studio, $394. The Scholarship Fund, $45,773. So total funds under all of our accounts now are totaled at $178,506.
Okay, thank you, Doug. You didn't say anything about the Bernie Fund. The next report is from Dining and Food Services. Mary isn't here right now, but Bonnie will do the honors.
Mary's report is as follows. Debbie will be looking at charging 6 points for a guest on special holiday meals. After some discussion on the guest meals being taxed, Debbie discontinued the tax. Hiring a new chef and servers in the bistro remains to be a problem. Incentives to hiring were discussed. RG said he had 3 people who signed up for a kitchen tour, but only 1 showed up. Encourage residents to use the compliment complaint cards. That's compliment-complaint cards, and hand them in at the Grove desk.
Can I just clarify something? So I just want to clarify, because I know people raised the question about the 6 points being $30. That was on the Appendix C that was distributed and effective May 15th. And I looked back because people here who have been here longer said that it went back further. And so I did find that apparently there was an Appendix C that was distributed as of November 14th, 2021. Appendix C of the resident agreement listed special occasion meals for guests at 6 points, $30 per guest. So I think it went into effect November 14th, 2021 is when it became $30. Just FYI. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, earthquake preparedness, Judy, and Judy then will follow that up with the music report.
Nothing from Secretary or Vice President? University of California Irvine computer science people have invited the entire Earthquake Preparedness Committee to attend a CAREDEX exercise on the UCI campus in July. So just to let you know, this is still ongoing. This is the $1 million grant from the National Science Foundation. We are the demonstration site for it, and they've invited us down there for further exercise. And we don't know what it is, and not everybody on our committee is able to go, but a lot of people will be going. So we'll report back after we find out what it is. So another thing for those of you who are on the earthquake team, Doug Boston is the Assistant Resident Incident Commander, and I'm the Resident Incident Commander. And we sat down and looked at our drill from April and what we could learn from that. And we wanted to apply those things to the next walkie-talkie review that's scheduled for July. And what we decided was that we could run an exercise to emphasize the things that we think we could do better. And so we decided we'd split it into 3 groups. So we'll do first floor separate from second floor, separate from third floor. So I'm going to be giving you a calendar, if you're on the team, that will have some new dates. We're keeping the July 20th date for the first floor, and then we'll do the 27th for the second floor and August 3rd for the third floor. So you're each going to do the same exercise, but that way we can make it smaller. It'll perhaps have more meaning for you if you're with your own team on each floor. And so we want you to experience the flow of communications and see how your message comes through and eventually send somebody to assist wherever we have the problem. And I have a reminder for all of you. Do you have a flashlight near your bed? Yes, you do. Have you checked the batteries lately? I'd like you to go home and think about that and check your batteries. The next earthquake orientation class for new residents will be Wednesday, July 13th. And if you haven't attended yet, you and your block captain will be receiving an invitation. Are there any questions on the earthquake preparedness? Going on to music committee. Music is alive and well at Walnut Village. We have 2 musical events produced by the residents coming up in July for you to look forward to. The next Walnut Village Chorale concert will be Saturday, July 2nd. It will be here in the PAC, and we'll have a patriotic theme, and you are all invited. The Walnut Village Chimers program will be Tuesday, July 5th at 3 p.m. here in the PAC with more patriotic numbers, and you are all invited. And we could use your help. The chorale is losing our wonderful pianist accompanist. He's moving to Kentucky. And so we're looking for a replacement. And if you know of an accomplished pianist who's available on Wednesday afternoons, which is a problem for some people's schedules, and 4 Saturdays a year, please let me know, and we will do our best to try and replace John. So any questions on the music committee? Thank you.
Thank you. Library, Michelle. Oh, Helen, I'm so sorry. Where are you? Okay.
Hi. The newly combined committee, known now as Hospitality and Community Support, has been busy finalizing the primary functions of our committee. We will continue to welcome all new residents and help them assimilate into Walnut Village life. We will continue to send get well and sympathy cards to current residents. And our other area will be collecting and distributing prayer shawls. We need your help in knowing when a resident has been hospitalized, and would appreciate it if you would contact me or Joan Howe when you know someone is ill, so we could send them a card. Joan will also send the sympathy cards to the family of residents who have passed away. Patricia Lutz will collect any prayer shawls and that the residents have made, attach a printed prayer and give them to Chaplain Les for distribution. If anyone is interested in knitting or crocheting a shawl, we have patterns available. You may contact Patricia Lutz to get a copy of a pattern. During the month of May, we welcomed 2 new residents. I had invited both of them to come today, but I don't see either of them here. Bob Wada moved into apartment 253, and Joan Sorge moved into apartment 149. We appreciate your help in welcoming these new members or residents by inviting them to share a meal and always introducing yourself when you see them out and about in the village. And we do have several move-ins coming in June. Ellen Boston reporting.
Thank you, Ellen. Now, Michelle.
Thanks for all your generous donations. The library survives on the generosity of residents, staff, and friends. I used to say we cannot accept cash or check donations for the library at present. But I think you can donate to the library, and you'd have to ask me how to do it, but eventually I'll have a printout so you'll know how to do it. Front Porch is able to provide a donation letter for books, media, and other items donated to the library. Please contact Michelle Foyt or Terry Taylor to receive a donation receipt at the time you are donating books or other items. The receipt will contain no mention of the value of the donation. Please talk to your tax advisor or reference the IRS guidelines for setting the value of your donations. Please give the library receipt to Debbie, the executive director, or Ernest, the executive assistant, to receive a letter acknowledging your tax-deductible donation. Carol Marsh is a personal or professional reader that's available from Walnut Village Library. Where is she? Oh, okay. Okay, well, anyway, she'd be happy to give readings to hospice patients, visually impaired residents, and even those who just like to be read to. We've had many good responses to Carol's readings. And I want to just mention that the new bookshelf is where you will find our newest books month after month. And that new bookshelf faces the Welcome Center entrance. So it's in that short bookcase facing the entrance there. We have a learning opportunity survey out right now, and it's due back on the 15th. The Library Committee wants you to think of the Walnut Village Library as a useful source for resources, reading, and learning. For those who have not yet done so, would you please complete a learning opportunity survey form and put it in Michelle Foyt's 336 mail slot in the post office by June 15th. There's a copy of the form at the back of the newsletter, as well as copies in both the post office and the library. We like to hear your ideas, and for as many residents as possible. If residents' interests are in any particular survey topics, it indicates a need to provide resources in that area. Thank you. We look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you, Michelle. Musical theater with Gary. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Hello, everyone. The musical committee greatly appreciates your generosity in supporting the birthday show by giving what you can to keep these shows going. The month of June is our second month to ask for donations, and a flyer was put in your box over the weekend. As mentioned last month, we have more expenses when we put on a cash show, such as director, choreographer, dancer, choreographer, sound person, spotlight, props, cleanup person, DVD, roses, and I'm sorry, Brody, also, we want to thank all of you who volunteer and attend the birthday shows. That's really the main part of what we do, is trying to entertain you guys. It takes a village to make a show. We hope that all of you will come to the PAC on Thursday, June 16th for our Patriotic Cash Show. It is an inspiring and moving show, and we encourage audience participation. So sing a little bit, and clap, of course. A reminder, if you want to bring a guest or two to the June show, please contact Gary or Liz. Also, we are still looking for more volunteers. Let Liz or me know if you're interested. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. And by the way, I don't need your money. Doug's gonna
Okay,
give you
fine.
some. Safety and grounds, Merlin. Merlin,
I thought he was going to say something else there. I didn't want to trust him. We covered about 50 items in the safety committee, and I hope you don't feel left out if you don't get them all. Okay, is that better? Okay. Right there? Okay, thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. Can't hear myself up here very well. We invite you to go out to Serenity Garden there. The monarch butterflies are out there waiting for your visit. That is good news. Attention is being given to upgrade the courtyard fountain, as Debbie mentioned. And she has sent out requesting or giving you the opportunity to select something that you might like out there. So if you have to pick that up, do so. There's better water pumps that are being installed for the 3rd floor. I don't know how many of you live on the 3rd floor, but the fellow behind me here said that he could turn on the water and go eat breakfast and come back, and the water was hot by the time he got there, and he could take a shower. So I'm sure if you're on 3rd floor, you'll love that.
Oh, yeah. Sit on the second floor.
Do you have a problem on the 2nd floor? I guess you have to move closer to the furnace there. I don't know. If you have a problem there, why let us know, okay? Major work continues in regard to painting apartment doors that are scuffed, marked, and damaged, and that job never ends. And I see big improvement there. Actually, the columns in the front of the building have been painted, and they're doing a great job in bringing these things up to snuff here. The fireplace in the red chair lounge now can give you some flames in the evenings. I want to mention that Ethan has requested work orders being submitted at the front desk, and this is a repeat of what I told you last week, but not last month. But if you call the operator and say that you have a maintenance situation and tell her what it is, and she has a form she pulls up and fills it out and goes right straight into maintenance, and things get done a lot faster. I mention it because not all of you are doing that, and that's the fastest way to get your door fixed or whatever else happens to be going on. We appreciate your input on whatever you see of concern, and are thankful when you do call these things in. If there's any specific questions that you have, I'd be happy to take them now. We covered a lot of material. No questions? Thank you.
thank you, Merlin.
Virginia.
Scholarship, Virginia.
Thank you, and hello everyone. Our committee met on May 2nd, and after discussing and reviewing the employee requirements for applying for our scholarship, a motion was made and passed to change to a minimum of 4 months of satisfactory employment. Previously, we required 8 months. And when it started on the committee, it was a year that they had to be here before they could apply. But as you know, there have been many changes in hiring and retaining, and also in people going to school just throughout, and that also has affected things here. So we did change to a 4-month minimum. They still have to have had their 3-month satisfactory review, of course, doing their work well here. But we changed then the publicity and application forms, and therefore Joel also has notified those that would be eligible of these changes. Both Nadine and Deborah were at our meeting, and they participated in the discussion and were in concurrence. Today, we'll be acting on an application for someone who has completed the CNA license renewal, but no larger applications at this time because it is June and the school year is not starting. They have to turn in the receipt for payment before they apply, or as part of the scholarship. So they can't just give us their plans. But if you know servers, nurses, anybody, people who you think need to know or be encouraged, please do that. As you see, you have donated generously, and we have quite a fund of money, and we would like to be able to help people with their scholarships. Thank you.
Thank you, Virginia. And now, coming from the sidelines, Judy. The Director of Life Enrichment.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am going to the polling place a little after 4 o'clock. So if you have not given me or given the front desk your ballots to deliver personally, then it's up to you to mail them in, and it's kind of late. So I will definitely be leaving here probably around 4 o'clock. So please make sure that I have received your ballots. They do have to be signed on the back, and then I'll sign it on the top part of it. I have a request. Please sign up if you want to go to activities. I cannot call you and remind you if I don't know that you're going. So do sign up for me. Let's see, I have made a judgment call. I am going to bring in at least one major entertainment group a month and not take us out to the summer concerts. Summer concerts are hard to get to. They get us home late, and for just your safety and for the safety of me, I've decided that I will bring in groups. I do have the Lilies of the West coming in for Father's Day. They will be entertaining at 6:30 on Father's Day. You should be done with your lunch and your buffet. On 4th of July, Sean will be here, and we will have Sean, we'll have pizza, and then we'll watch the fireworks. I also have contracted with the Dixie Delics to come in that month, in the month of July, and we have West Coast Pops coming in. So instead of us going out, I'm bringing the music to you in your own backyard. I think that makes just a whole lot of sense. Another thing, I was contacted by a young, these are actually seniors in high school, and they have formed a nonprofit, and I love helping these young people. And they are collecting soccer shoes, used soccer shoes. Now I know you don't have any, but you may have grandchildren and then great-grandchildren. The young people grow out of the shoes so fast, and it gets pretty expensive for these young people. I'm very proud of this group of young boys who they've actually formed a 501c3, and they are collecting shoes, used soccer shoes. I will be their contact place if your great-grandchildren or your grandchildren have shoes. If you can bring them to me by the 30th of this month, and I will make sure they get them. They are distributing them to disadvantaged youth here in Anaheim through the Boys and Girls Club, and they're going to, in Santa Ana, there is a summer camp for the disadvantaged, and they will distribute them there also. So it's a really, I love helping youth who are trying to do something for other people. So please check with your families and see if they might have some used shoes. All right, activities. I'm not going to go through our whole list because we have a lot. I do want to remind you that we have drumming circle. Ryan is bringing drumming circle in on Saturday the 11th, and it will be here in the PAC. It's a lot of fun. You get to make pretty music, loud music, and you get to exercise while you're doing it. Told you that the Lilies of the West were coming at 6:30. California, on your calendar on Monday, March 20th, you will see that it's a California telephone. Excuse me, I'm not. How about June? Don't mind me. I need a vacation. On June 20th at 3:15 in the afternoon, I have California Telephone Access Program. This is the group that you actually contribute to on your telephone bill every month. There's a small fee that you contribute. You contribute to this organization. It is a state-run organization. And they will be here to tell you about all the different types of telephones that they have. And they are free for the hearing impaired, for the visually impaired, and just anyone who is having trouble using a telephone. They have cordless as well as standard Clarity telephones. It's a great organization. You're paying for it, even if you don't realize you're paying for it. So come on that day and be a part of it. It is at 3:15. It will actually be right after bingo on that particular day. We have a lot of other really fun things and good things going. I'm not going to read them all to you. On the 15th, on Wednesday, the 15th of June, is our resident staff lunch, staff and resident lunch. I will again have Aaron coming in to play. Everybody seems to enjoy him, and he's good music. And we have town hall on Friday the 17th. And we have lots of other things going on. I have a request to maybe start a bunco group. Are any of you, can you raise your hands if you have an interest in a bunco group? Okay, I need 12. Maybe that's why I haven't done it before. Also, I am at this point parenting eggs who have now turned into caterpillars in my office. So I am ready to distribute them to any resident who would like to participate in our monarch butterfly project. Make a contact to me. I have about 6 caterpillars currently that are ready. I will give you an enclosure and I will give you a plant so that you will have some food for them to eat. So please contact me if you have an interest in doing that. And thank you for allowing me to do fun for you.
Thank you, Judy. Okay, that ends our reports. Is there any old business that somebody wants to bring up? Any old business?
I can't tell if there's lights on at night, but a couple of my friends told me when I went out around 8:30, 9 o'clock, sometimes 9:30, to take Magnum out, there's not enough lighting over where you let your pets potty. So can they make it bigger? I mean, they have one thing sticking up, light, but I almost blew my whistle the other night when I found out it was Marshall. I was scared the living daylights out of me, but
BJ, is that by the front by the cottages and summer house?
yeah.
Okay, somebody said it was bright, but we'll take a look at that. We'll
Well,
definitely take a look.
It's dark to me, but my friends said,
Okay, we'll take a look and make sure that you've got the adequate lighting.
okay,
Okay.
yeah, thanks.
I'm coming.
Thank you. Anybody? I saw another hand.
I have can you hear me? What? 1, 2, 3, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah,
Can
we
you hear
can
me?
hear you.
Okay, I have a question about parking in the back, and, it's very often very totally filled, and I've seen people parking in the red zone on either side, and if you have company coming, it would be nice to have a parking spot available. I don't know who's parking back there, I don't know who should be parking back there. It's in the alley behind the building.
Okay, thank you for bringing that to my attention. We will go ahead and we've got a ticketing system. Basically put a warning on their car and letting them know that they can't park there. Obviously, if we can see through the cameras who it is, we can go ahead and knock on their door and ask them to move to an open visitor parking spot. We do have some limited visitor parking spot, but you can't park in the red. So we'll be cognizant of that, make sure that we do notify them through communication or through our video system. If we can go ahead and find out who it is, we'll just go ahead and address them immediately.
I also had, if we have visitors coming on a certain day, maybe there would be a system of having a parking permit, and anybody who parks back there might be able to get a paper parking permit, and then we would be guaranteed a spot.
So I don't think I can do that because everyone has the right to have a visitor, and I also want to basically discourage visitors parking back there because then they're not coming through the front and getting their COVID screening, their temperature check.
Yeah.
So,
I was thinking if they came to the office to get a paper permit, and that would guarantee everybody going to the office that's going to park.
let me take a look at that. That would mean like basically putting cones in ours, saving those spots for people, but people could easily move cones. It might turn into a really challenging thing to try to manage, but I'll think on that. Okay.
Anybody else?
Separately from what Debbie was talking about, I have noticed that there are teenagers that skateboard in the driveway on the north side now and then. I have only seen them a couple of times.
That's been going on for about 10 years.
Within our gates, within our walls,
In that valley and Bigger Rock. Yeah, and then usually coming down from the other side, that's what I'm
Recently?
Recently.
will you notify staff immediately so they can notify security and get them the heck out of here if it's beyond, the time that we're gone? Okay, thank you.
Okay, anything else? No? 1, 2, 3? Okay, we're adjourned. Don't forget, no meeting in July. Thank you for coming.